Welcome to Spoken English Academy. Today, we bring you the fascinating and inspiring life story of Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history. You might have heard his name before, but how much do you really know about his journey, his struggles, and his incredible contributions to science? In this video, you will hear the story of a curious boy who grew up to change the way we understand the universe. So, sit back, listen carefully, and improve your English as you enjoy this wonderful journey through Albert Einstein's life and success story. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the small city of Ulm in the Kingdom of Württemberg in the German Empire. He belonged to a middle-class Jewish family. His father, Hermann Einstein, was an engineer and entrepreneur who ran a small factory that produced electrical equipment. His mother, Pauline Koch Einstein, was a homemaker who had a passion for music and loved playing the piano. From the very beginning, Albert was different. He was a quiet child, and many people around him were concerned about his slow development. In fact, he did not speak until he was almost 3 years old. When he finally began talking, he would pause and carefully think before saying anything, earning him the nickname the Dopey One from family friends. Albert's childhood was far from easy. He was not particularly fond of school. The strict rules, rigid structure, and harsh teaching methods did not suit his curious and imaginative mind. Teachers considered him lazy and inattentive because he would often drift into daydreams. Little did they know, Albert's mind was busy solving questions far beyond the classroom's lessons. Despite struggling with traditional schooling, Albert displayed a deep interest in mathematics and science from a young age. One of his most memorable childhood moments came when his father gave him a compass. Young Albert was fascinated by how the needle always pointed north. He wondered what invisible force was causing this. This simple compass sparked a lifelong curiosity about the unseen forces that govern our universe. Another influence in his life was Max Talmud, a family friend and medical student who introduced Albert to advanced books on mathematics, science, and philosophy. At just 12 years old, Albert devoured these books and began studying complex topics like algebra, geometry, and calculus. It was clear that Albert was no ordinary child. He was a budding genius. Albert's schooling journey was not smooth. He attended a Catholic elementary school where he felt out of place because of his Jewish heritage. Later, he moved to the Luitpold Gymnasium in Munich, where the discipline and rote learning style frustrated him. Albert believed education should encourage curiosity, creativity, and independent thinking, not memorization of facts. At the age of 15, Albert's family moved to Italy after his father's business failed. Albert was left behind to complete his schooling, but he soon dropped out. He wrote a letter to his parents, explaining his unhappiness and desire to leave. Eventually, his family agreed, and Albert joined them in Italy. However, Albert knew that to pursue a career in science, he needed a formal education. He decided to apply to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich, Switzerland. Unfortunately, he failed the entrance exam because he performed poorly in non-science subjects like languages and history. Still, his exceptional talent in mathematics and physics impressed the examiners. Determined not to give up, Albert enrolled in a Swiss school to complete his secondary education. After rigorous studying, he finally gained admission to the Polytechnic School in 1896 at the age of 17. At the Polytechnic School, Albert focused on physics and mathematics, subjects that ignited his curiosity and passion. However, even at university, Albert struggled with the rigid system of lectures and exams. He often skipped classes, preferring to learn on his own by studying books and conducting experiments. While other students followed the traditional path, Albert's unconventional learning style set him apart. He was always asking why and looking for deeper answers to questions that others took for granted. In 1900, Albert graduated from the Polytechnic School with a teaching diploma in mathematics and physics. Despite his degree, he struggled to find a job. He applied for teaching positions but faced rejection after rejection. For 2 years, Albert was unemployed, living a difficult life and relying on the support of his family and friends. Finally, in 1902, Albert secured a job as a patent examiner at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern, Switzerland. Though this was not his dream job, it provided financial stability and allowed him time to pursue his scientific interests. Albert's role at the patent office was to review applications for inventions, which often involved analyzing the mechanics of new devices. This job turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The work was not too demanding, giving Albert plenty of time to think and develop his own theories. The year 1905 is known as Einstein's Annus Mirabilis, his miracle year. During this single year, Albert published 4 groundbreaking scientific papers that revolutionized physics and changed our understanding of the universe. The first paper explained the photoelectric effect, proving that light behaves as both a particle and a wave. This work later earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. The second paper introduced the concept of Brownian motion, providing evidence for the existence of atoms. The third paper presented the special theory of relativity, a groundbreaking idea that challenged Newtonian physics and introduced the famous equation E equals mc squared. This equation showed the relationship between energy and mass, with the speed of light as a constant. The fourth paper further developed his ideas on the nature of light and relativity. These papers were a turning point in Albert's career. Overnight, he became recognized as one of the brightest minds in physics. Scientists and researchers around the world began to pay attention to his work. Albert Einstein continued his work in theoretical physics, and in 1915, he published the general theory of relativity. This theory described how massive objects like planets and stars distort space and time, a concept that was later confirmed through experiments. Throughout his life, Einstein was also known for his humanitarian efforts. He spoke out against war, violence, and discrimination. In 1933, when Adolf Hitler came to power in Germany, Einstein, being Jewish, faced persecution. He emigrated to the United States, where he took a position at Princeton University. Einstein's contributions extended beyond science. He was a philosopher, a thinker, and an advocate for peace. In 1945, when the atomic bomb was created using his famous equation E equals mc squared, Einstein publicly expressed regret and dedicated the rest of his life to promoting peace and disarmament. Albert Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, at the age of 76. Even in death, his legacy continues to inspire generations. Albert Einstein's life teaches us the value of curiosity, persistence, and imagination. He showed the world that even the most difficult questions can be answered if you dare to think differently. Thank you for listening to this incredible story of Albert Einstein. I hope his journey has inspired you and helped you improve your English as you listened. Remember, learning a new language is like solving a puzzle. Be curious, be persistent, and keep practicing. Stay tuned to Spoken English Academy for more inspiring stories. Keep listening, keep learning, and I'll see you in our next episode. Goodbye, and take care.